At least Alexander didn't have to push those blocks this time.
I'm not sure how the story is supposed to help me with Garth.
I'm not sure how the story is supposed to make sense.
Sometimes it has to get
No, this explains all the angst I've had towards Garth, because he's wrong because I don't like him. Not because of anything he's done, except for all the things he did to me after I started treating him like I didn't like him. Then he was wrong for telling me to not treat him like that and acting
Shining
out.
Stars, I'm not Gwendolyn Caduceus Jr.
Yeah, it was Caduceus, so we were correct.
Caduceus?
Ceus.
Ceus. Okay.
So this one, at least this one, Graham like does on his own.
Oh, thank goodness, am I right?
Participation. I didn't say anything though. Didn't want to end up in that journal.
Oh, it would be terrible if my son complained about how much of a terrible person I was.
Can you please stop that snapping?
Sorry, it's a nervous habit.
Okay. So he snaps a lot. Which that actually does kind of bug me, because I had a lot of missionary companions who'd like do the whole like finger snap thing all the time.
The Brazilian snap.
Yeah, and it made me want to murder them.
I can hear him right now.
Sorry.
Because he's doing it.
Right. I think I liked this a little more the first time I played through it, though, because...
Because you didn't think about it?
Number one...
Please. That sound is bringing me back to a very dark place.
Very dark place. The one wrong thing that's ever happened in my life. I'm sorry you grew up as a slave, but I hate snapping. Anyway.
Is it... Does he... What's with the snapping? Did Manny do that or something?
Yeah, because it was Manny would snap, and like that's when his magic would happen, and like seal them to their beds or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And that's how he killed half of his guards.
Half of his guards.
And that's why Graham has like PTSD whenever somebody snaps. But Alexander doesn't have any reason to have any PTSD.
Hey.
What?
Alexander, can you not have a personality? That's really like freaking me out.
Seriously.
I've known people like that too.
Seriously. And you just gotta keep flipping this block over till it's in the right orientation, so this is just gonna take a second.
Well, the design is kind of cool.
No, the art style's great. And I'm not saying that like, oh,
so this game was probably written by artists, is my guess.
What I
like
think...
the game design company is just... They do a lot of cool things, but don't know how to write anything.
That's possible.
It's like a lot of the people were in the animation department at BYU. Anyway, never mind.
No, I know. Here's my theory on why Chapter 4 kind of has this, both the tone issue and then the character problems. Is because when you get to Chapter 5, which I like actually, I do like Chapter 5. It's not my favorite, but I do like it. But it's very different.
Okay. And
it's very obvious from after you play Chapter 5 that this is what that's what the series was building to. Was like the focus was getting all the pieces in place for Chapter 5 to happen, right?
Okay.
And so so it's obvious that they spent most of their energy on this. This is more about putting puzzle pieces in place, no pun intended.
Literally.
Than making an interesting story in and of itself. And so I think more focus was like on that, was preparing for the next part.
And that's why the characters are cardboard cutouts in this one.
Yeah, I don't think there was a lot of effort put into this one, because everyone wanted to get to Chapter 5. And
Let's
also
go to Chapter 5.
And now the Sphinx is trying to do her best GLaDOS impression by teasing them about how long they've been apart. But I'll tell you one thing about that Sphinx. She ain't no GLaDOS.
Yeah, she's got more horns.
And then there's this puzzle. This is supposed to be the pivotal moment. I'll just let this scene play out for a minute.
It's David Bowie.
This looks really hard.
I mean, MC Escher.
Please don't.
Here he goes!
Oh, come on.
Does
guys.
have attention
Really
deficit disorder,
embarrassing.
man.
Huh?
Oh no.
How many switches are in this trap?
See?
This
Here it
the
is.
final gauntlet? Have we
ADD
reached the
moment.
end? Will we make it out alive? Will we use our bows? Does this labyrinth give out prizes?
Is my wife and daughter
What
dead?
Can ours say the
Jell-O?
Doodler please? When can we schedule a pun war? How about every day that ends in Y? Isn't this so much fun? Aren't you excited you're back? Cause I am. What size crown do you wear? When do you want to begin addendum training? Tell me, are you more the brave, the wise, or the compassionate? You can choose how to solve this conundrum as long as we do
I
it
hate you,
together.
Dad. I literally hate you as a person.
Seriously.
A terrible person. Perfect.
It's supposed to be teenage angst, but he's totally correct.
It looked like so much fun.
Oh.
Not like you.
He's the adult in
can't
this
handle
in
any
this
puzzles.
situation.
Seriously,
That
he
magic
is.
dangerous. See? This is what I warned you about. That snapping. That horrendous snapping.
Oh no, now we can
It's
get
what
your
took you
wife
away
and
from
daughter
us,
more
and
quickly.
I
Boo.
forbid you to use it.
Forbid me? This magic is part of who I am. I just wish you could see that. Look, we're not some happy family just because I'm back. I wasn't there on your adventures. I don't know what the tapestries that line the walls mean, and I don't know why you insist on wearing that ridiculous hat.
Somebody's crossed the
If
line.
you didn't want a family, then why did you come back?
I was looking for a father.
I was kidnapped by a crazy
I'm not one of
person.
your subjects to be ruled over. If I wanted to be a slave, I would have stayed with Mananan.
See?
Yes, that's the thing.
Please don't ever compare me to that man. He robbed you of your childhood.
Well, like it or not, Dad,
You're
I'm already
currently
grown up,
robbing me of
and you're
my...
robbing me of my adulthood.
Yes!
You shouldn't
Yes.
talk to your father.
See,
See?
100%.
I
I
don't
can
even know
guess
that
the
name.
lines.
Let's just split up and search for the girls. You have your way of doing things, and I have mine.
And
just
my way's better.
slowing you down.
Anyway,
Whoever wrote Alexander was like, the rest of you are stupid. I'm gonna write Alexander
Fine,
realistically.
leave again.
Or something.
You know
Because
what? You are slowing me down.
and guess what? Graham's petty.
Yep. I wouldn't be so
Fa-
angry
Father of the Year.
I wouldn't be so angry about it if he wasn't the protagonist. And I know he's supposed to go through an arc, but
Maybe it's Mananan in disguise.
what, Graham?
Yeah.
How would that even work?
And
now
he's
dinner.
no Gwydion's still kidnapped. This is all just one big
I brought him
Oh, I
food
like
earlier.
puzzle.
Refused to
Puzzle
eat.
for Alexander,
He's
like it's
too
all a vision or
preoccupied
something.
with
Yeah.
this next big adventure he's cooking up in his head.
Anyway, here's something else.
No, that's just like that.
See, here's Alexander now.
Once adventure is on his mind,
Alexander right
he
now.
can't focus on anything else.
He's never lost his drive.
This
You
is
have
an
to give him
interesting
that.
scene, too.
Well, I've never regretted retiring my questing boots.
Because it was the
Allow
worst
me to devote
experience
my
of my
full
life.
No kidding.
Isn't that right, my little...
Dad, stop. You're embarrassing me.
Oh, come now, Alexander. We were raised going on adventures, and we turned out just fine. Well, you know what I mean.
Except for your 18 years of
God,
trauma.
He's been questing since he could crawl, and shaping up to be quite the handsome prince, if I do say so myself.
Ding.
I hate him
Thanks for saying
already.
so, Mother.
Says King Graham.
Oh, I do hope you decide
Bro,
to take
well, his
Gwendolyn
mom's
on
the
a
only one who
adventure
treats him like a
soon.
person.
She's got it in her blood. You can't keep her safe forever.
I'm sure he's a little
She can go out
haughty, but
questing for danger when she's older. We like to do things a little differently in the Green Isles.
at least they live in the Green
You know what
Isles.
Gart's problem
Not
is?
enough addendums.
His problem
and
is that
far
I
too
don't
few
like him.
decrees. Pardon the interruption, milady.
Your shoes untied. Flies open.
I see. Thank you. Gart, the chambermaid found this crumbled up in your waste bin. I am assuming it fell.
Yes.
24601.
I was looking all over for that. It must have blown right off my desk. Give it here. I'll deliver it right after supper.
No need. I'll deliver it.
No, you're
myself
useless.
In the morning.
God,
And you'll notice
I
the
told you to
mistakes
keep
in the
windows closed
subtitles.
in your room. So breezy in there.
Clearly, this game didn't go through enough testing.
I didn't see the mistakes in the subtitles.
Oh, because you weren't looking up, but that's okay.
Well, I'm drawing things.
No, it's
Gart,
fine.
did you not hear
That's why I pointed it
Gwendolyn?
out, because you couldn't see it.
Oh, apologies. I thought that was a nint mouse squeaking in the courtyard. What did you say?
asked you to please pass
Gart? Please pass the peas to your cousin.
The little highness can reach them herself. I'm not here to serve her.
The thing is,
would be honored.
Oh, he's being a jerk.
Children,
he is being a jerk. Yes.
There you go, dear.
But it's because
Was
she's
that
the
so
favorite.
Exactly.
Can we
And
just
he's a
finish up
kid.
dinner in peace?
I'm not saying
would like
he's
to
in the
speak
right,
with everyone
but I'm
about
not
dinner.
saying she's in the right.
He can't take it out on the
Smell that
adults.
lavender.
No.
When I'm king, we will never
He's
serve
learning the
at
bullying
those
from
abominations again.
from King Graham, and so he's
Tell us,
bullying
Gart.
somebody smaller.
What
Yeah.
qualities do you possess that would make for a good
I
king?
wonder if this
Well,
is
for
intentional
one,
or
I've been
just
raised in this castle and trained to
don't know.
properly take over the
Probably
kingdom.
not.
Unlike some other
because
children
there's so many
who have only had
cliches.
adventures in
I
their
don't know how much of
imaginations.
this is intentional, how much isn't.
Boys, I don't like where this conversation is going. Daventry is our home, Alexander.
Such a
You
schizophrenic
chose
game.
to run away with a princess and rule over her kingdom. Who else besides Gart would make a good king?
I don't know. I hear Kyle has some big ideas.
Especially since his best friend Larry died at the beginning of this game.
Uncle, you're acting like a buffoon.
Well, if this is how children raised by royalty treat their elders, then I'm proud that Gwendolyn and I grew up outside these castle walls.
What? So now your family is too good for Daventry. It would be an honor for me to be king. But for you, it's just a burden?
Alexander was
off,
burdened
Gart.
by his
No.
royalty.
You're just
Alexander
a little
hates his
girl.
family and
Nothing more than
goodness.
a dreamer. If you didn't encourage grandfather's ramblings, he might actually notice that I am the only man for the job.
Ooh, now throwing in the sexism.
Sit down. You're embarrassing the family.
Here it comes.
Will
Yep.
never
gotta
be
go
happy
away.
king, Grandpa.
Ah.
And he would never, ever leave the kingdom
Junior,
for such a
I
spoiled,
have
thoughtless
something to
child.
confess. Not now, Dad.
Maybe a little girl,
Floor's
but
on
you're the
fire,
one that needs
and the
to
chair.
grow up.
Oh, I mean the table.
And she's not wrong either.
Distress.
That he's being a jerk, right?
He's being a jerk.
That's the gist of
From
it.
her viewpoint, she's
Cool
right.
off in your rooms. Everybody.
But
no one is allowed to see Grandpa until you can all get along.
and that's a weird ultimatum too. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm single. And I don't have a family, so I don't like it doesn't make sense to me.
No, you are correct. He's acting
Grandpa?
out against her because he's
Can I come
being
in?
Gwendolyn.
treated poorly.
Uh-huh.
You've disobeyed
And so you gotta
your
look at the
grandma
home
by
life.
sneaking in
Right.
here. I
Not
must
just,
already
oh, he's a
order
bad
sentence
kid, which
to
is what
their
they're trying to
chamber.
get at. He's a bad kid.
Do you know what that means?
But why is he
I should
doing
go
what
back
he's
to my
doing?
room.
Right.
Maybe because
It's
the
time to
adults are
reflect on
treating
my
him
journal.
poorly.
Right.
No, it means you should pull up a chair, and I can finish.
And Gwendolyn
And
is-
it doesn't make what he's doing right, but there's a way to correct it.
I think
Hey,
I have
you
someone
adults,
Well,
treat
I'm
him
sure
better.
you did.
Mm-hmm.
Good thing this story
With
is all
respect.
about
And he'll treat his
crossing
cousin with
lines.
respect.
Because
Hopefully.
she's the favorite, clearly, of the family. And he's like, everything I've worked for is to be king because nobody else likes me. This is the only thing that gives my life meaning because my family doesn't.
Right.
Anyway, now we're back to slightly younger King Graham, who's now alone.
Do you think the beard is
Thank
too much? My wife says it itches her, but I think it's dignified.
And what matters is my opinion.
All of my family is now missing, possibly kidnapped, possibly dead. Do you think this beard makes me look dignified? Strange creature who is clearly, either the trapped souls of some dead adventurer or some magical construct of evil? What do you think?
Who sculpted those guards?
I couldn't shake the feeling that they seem like first drafts, failed attempts at some larger art project.
Of necromancy. Anyway, now we gotta solve a couple more puzzles real quick.
Don't worry, Mr. Majesty. He'll learn his lesson. Such a shame how parents treat their kids these days.
See, the Sphinx knows.
Sphinx knows the score. Even the Sphinx, who's like clearly toying with them all and is probably evil.
Yeah, I mean, I may be evil, but I'm not a bad parent.
I may be evil, but I'm not a douchebag. Sheesh.
This puzzle was light on teenage angst. I appreciate that.
Screw you, Graham. This puzzle didn't have my son being completely reasonable to my craziness, and I liked that. It was sure way easier to be a douchebag when there was...
Hey,
it's a head.
it's a cat mask.
I think it's supposed to be a badger, actually.
Oh, looks like a cat.
Oh, and that reminds me also, like, there have been no inventory puzzles in this game, other than, like, at the very beginning when we fed the babies. Like, I think that was the first time I've opened the inventory in almost the entire game. It's just to look at the statue, not even, like, use anything. So, why even have an inventory?
Maybe that mask will turn you into a tanuki.
Ooh, that would make this game interesting.
You'll find this puzzle is easier without all that extra weight, Mr. Majesty.
But I just picked up a statue. I mean, it's no blacksmith, but it kind of weighs something.
This one's a little confusing. I'm just going to explain it. So they've got these puzzle pieces on the wall, and they shine blue light down onto this other part. And it took me a while to figure this out. So what you've got to do is you've got to arrange, first of all, the blocks so they make sense. I think that one. So that they make a path over on this side. And then you've got to arrange the blocks on the other one so they shine the blue light down on those same tiles so they're active.
I see.
It'll make more sense once I actually do it. Oops. That was not what I meant to do. That is not what I meant to do.
That's wrong trousers.
I wish that chat would be more active tonight because I want to hear more opinions on this than just me yelling. It's just been Tim talking about how now he's going to post your dad's terrible jokes on your Facebook page.
Yeah, and talking about how much he likes Home Improvement.
Yeah. And Alex went to bed, so... And so then you've got to mirror it on this side, and then that's how you solve this. Ugh. So in the future, YouTube, please tell me if I'm full of crap, because I'm honestly like curious as to, am I being unreasonable about what I'm ranting about? Is this just Shala all over again?
Probably.
Where it's like your interpretation might be different than mine, or are there legitimately these problems with these characters?
Needs better writing.
And what's really
this is why in the Zelda games Link doesn't talk or hanging around with his family.
Yeah,
so you can just enjoy the puzzles
without the domestic abuse.
Yeah.
Not the Daventry Child Protection Agency.
This is so much easier alone.
And even Graham is now just like, that stupid kid. That boy ain't right. Literally this time.
This is easier alone.
I hate my child that I've spent 18 years trying to find.
It's easier alone because I don't have to tell anyone to I mean, I don't have anyone that says, hey, stop treating me like a slave. I hate it when people do that. Because I'm a king, I can treat people like a slave.
Right.
That looked more like a squirrel. I guess it is a badger.
And then the Sphinx is teasing him. But the Sphinx is no GLaDOS.
Sure that he's your son? It's not like you're cut from the same cloth. How do you know this Alexander is not an imposter?
So now the Sphinx is trying to drive a wedge in between the two. Not that she had to try hard.
I almost wished I had Alexander's fire to solve this one. But I would get through it without any dark magic.
Oh, do it the old-fashioned way.
Through a walkthrough.
Like how we used to do it when I was a baby.
Call a hint line.
We had the manual when I was a baby and the strategy guide.
I got drunk or something. I don't know.
It was different. We were built tougher back then or something.
Dying.